The Amazon is by far the largest rainforest in the world. It contains more than 3 million species of animals, more than half of the tropical forest on Earth, and 15% of the world's flowing fresh water. It's also home to 30 million people, yet it faces threats from deforestation and forest degradation that make the rainforest hotter and drier. University of Richmond professors and students are partnering with indigenous people in the Amazon to track threats to the rainforest and assist in protecting it. David Salisbury is a University of Richmond geography professor who studies the rainforest, particularly on the border with Peru and Brazil.
I do this research because it's important. I'm fortunate to be at a place, the University of Richmond, where I can do that, and I can bring my students along.
Salisbury is part of a UR team led by geography professor Stephanie Spira, which received a $700,000 grant from NASA to study changes in the rainforest. The team uses advanced satellite imaging to identify threats to areas in the Amazon, and then travels with students to collaborate on the ground, working with indigenous people there to address environmental challenges.
Indigenous people have expert knowledge about the forest, about the rivers, about the climate. And that knowledge is absolutely critical to understanding how the forest is changing, how the rainfall is changing, how the rivers might be less or more full, flooding more often, becoming drier. And if we're going to understand these remote areas of the rainforest, we need to talk to the experts. And the experts are the indigenous people who hunt, fish, and live in these forests.
Salisbury has taken more than 25 students since 2007 to remote parts of the Amazon to collaborate with and learn from Brazilian and Peruvian universities, indigenous representatives, and analysts from non-governmental and governmental organizations. The research team creates maps that are shared with local people to show how the forest is changing. That includes maps of illegal road building.
We're trying to find out how the roads have affected the Amazon and environmentally. So with more roads, more urbanization, it causes more heat to be trapped. So it becomes drier around more urban development.
Maintaining a system of information on the roads in the Amazon is really important because something like 95% of deforestation in the Amazon occurs around roads. This data is critical to communities and peoples in the Amazon that don't have access to the technology that Richmond does. It's really important that communities understand the risks and rewards of building a road so that they can make informed decisions about what they want for their future.
The most important thing is that we arrive not with an external agenda, but we try and understand what their needs are. And not surprisingly, they're very concerned about climate change. They're very concerned about deforestation. Once we talk to them and we learn from them how the forest is changing and we validate their knowledge, we can share with them our environmental analysis through satellite imagery, and we can show them that.
Salisbury says it's critical to involve young people in this research.
Whether you're an indigenous person in Brazil or Peru, or you're a 20-year-old college student here at the University of Richmond, you're going to have to negotiate this future. And getting students involved is allowing them to understand how things are changing.